Dang. We're still not getting those snake skins. We need 2 more. It's fine. It's whatever. There's going to be other enemies that drop them at some point. My only concern is that we're eventually going to get to a point where once we can make it, it won't be an equipment upgrade for us. Oh, hey. The stagnant air that was here before has disappeared in a flash. Now I feel raring to go. Time for me to ascend to the heavens. Or maybe not. Well, the air here is rather lovely. Perhaps I should hang around a little longer. We never came here and walked around at night. I think we would have talked to that guy and he would have told us he died to the contagion before we got here. While I was busy figuring out which of my friends and relatives to pay a sick visit to, they all went and got better. That's good news, obviously, but now I'm worried they'll all think I'm a bit heartless. Just took care of some puppy business. Oh, very good. Good, good, good. Where am I going? We should go talk to the mayor. You know, Mayor Laria. I'm sure the main reason the Master dislikes Dr. Fleming so much is because of Miss Katarina. I don't think it's only that, though. Dr. Fleming does bring it on himself a bit. All he cares about is his research. He never comes out of his lab. How are people supposed to get on with a man like that? He did not want to come back just yet in favor of doing his research. Ah, I've been waiting for you to get back, Phoenix. I must admit I'm pleasantly surprised that Fleming managed to seal the contagion away. Where is the hero of the day, anyway? I thought he'd be with you. No, he's still at the ruins, the silly fool. And there I was, starting to think he might not be so bad after all. Never mind. When he finally does show his face, we'll hold a banquet to celebrate. You'll pass the news on to Katarina, won't you? No doubt she'll be thrilled to hear of his success. Oh, I'm very nervous about this. There's no response. Katarina doesn't appear to be breathing. We were not able to seal the contagion away in time. I'm home, Katarina. I'll be off again soon, though. I'm just back to fetch a few papers to help me explore those ruins. Katarina, you're very quiet. What's wrong, Katarina? Answer me. You're not... No, not you. The contagion can't have taken you. It doesn't make sense. I sealed it away. Everyone's better now. I was too late, wasn't I? Even as I sealed it away, you were already gone. Why? Why didn't you tell me you were ill? If I'd have known, I would have worked harder, faster. Perhaps I could have saved you. Oh, Katarina... The people of Coffinwell have been delivered from great peril. But our relief is overshadowed by our sadness at the passing of our dear child, Katarina. Her loss weighs heavily upon us all. Nonetheless, we should be grateful to her for teaching us the true meaning of forbearance. None of us left behind must try to emulate her stoicism in overcoming our sadness at her death. Now let us pray that she will ascend untroubled to the heavens and rest in peace. Oh, Katarina. Oh. We must try to be strong. What I'd like to know is where that devil Fleming has got to. How could he neglect to turn up is beyond me. Pah. I doubt there'll be any benevolence to be now that the mood here's so flapping gloomy. So much for all the guts we busted trying to save the town. We haven't even had a word of thanks, let alone a reward. Well, I don't think we should stand for this, or take it laying down. I say we go to the Mayor Laria and make him thank us properly. Stella has a one-track mind, that's for certain. Here lies our beloved daughter, Katerina. May she rest in eternal peace. He's probably in his laboratory. They want us to talk to the mayor, though. Oh, and he's right up here, looking down at the door. That useless Fleming shut himself away and didn't even bother to show his face at Katerina's funeral. Can you really have been happy to have married such a man, my dear Katerina? Ah, Phoenix, forgive me. I was so absorbed in my own thoughts that I didn't see you there. How can I assist you? Ah, of course, I still haven't given you your reward. I'm afraid I'm not really in the right frame of mind at the moment. I'm sorry to trouble you, but perhaps you could pay a visit to the house this evening instead. I'll be sure to have your reward ready for you then. Alright, let's go take a break at the inn. And see if there's any way we can get Fleming to talk to his father-in-law. Apparently there's a girl who died of the illness I had. I feel terrible about it. I didn't know her or anything, but I think I might try to visit her grave and pay my respects. Resting until evening. I think with the story so far, this has been the most upfront, like, watching something terrible happen to the people of this world that we've seen so far. Obviously, there have been instances that we have seen previously where it's like the White Knight is someone who is a figure of the past, and he finally wakes up from the curse that he's been under, and only to see that the home that he had is fallen into ruin and he's displaced out of time. And yeah, that's sad, but that's like a character from the past who there's only so much you can do to save. But this is like, we're going around trying to help people, and we did help a ton of people, but the one person we couldn't save was the most important person to the person we were helping. And this is kind of like an emotional turning point for the game, honestly. And the main character obviously has the story beat of, I fell from the observatory. I don't know if my friends are alive. What is happening? And that's kind of an undertone for the current moment. We're not really going to explore that until we get the Starflight Express up and running again. Where is he? Miss Katerina was obviously losing weight because she was ill. If only I'd taken more notice, maybe there's something I could have done. Well, and that's also the thing, like, there's nothing no one could have done. She was sick because she was cursed. There was literally nothing that anybody could have done, except if Fleming had gotten started sooner. And even then, like, we only arrived at a particular time. There's absolutely nothing that could have saved her. Oh, it's you, Phoenix. What are you doing here at this hour? Oh, of course, your reward for accompanying young Fleming. It completely slipped my mind. I hope this hairband will suffice. A feather headband. What a flapping letdown. Is that it? That's all we get after bending over backwards, forwards, and sideways for these people? If only that Katerina hadn't gone and kicked the bucket, everyone would be happy, and there'd be benevolence aplenty. Gah. There's got to be some way of sorting out this mess. I know that as a mayor, I can't afford to just sit around feeling sorry for myself, but I can't seem to summon any energy. I suppose I can't blame Fleming for shutting himself away. Nothing in the house. We can check to see if she's at her gravestone. Oops, I appear to be dead. Wait a minute, you can see me? That's amazing. I sensed you were different, Phoenix, but I never would have guessed you were one of them. What a stroke of luck. That means you'll probably be able to help me out. You see, I need to try and jolly Flemmy up a bit. He's in a terrible way at the moment, and I don't see him getting any better by himself. You can help, can't you? Yes. Thank you, thank you. I suppose the first thing is to get him to come out of his laboratory. I'm sure I'll be able to figure out a way of doing that. So you just head down there, and we'll take it from there. You won't have any luck like that, Phoenix. Flemmy will only come out if you use our secret knock. Phoenix knocks on the door in the way Katarina describes. Katarina? Katarina, is that you? Was that you knocking like that, Phoenix? Of all the tasteless jokes, mimicking Katarina's special knock like that. Don't you dare ever do that again. Oi, Flemin! Glad I caught ya. I've got a message for you as it happens. Thanks for getting rid of that horrible disease. Everyone in Coffinwell says thanks and all. We owe you big time. Oh yeah, and we're all hoping you'll be back to normal soon. Everyone's worried sick about ya. What in the name of... Phoenix, I'd like you to pass on a final message to Flemmy for me. Can you tell him that I want him to meet with the people he saved by sealing away the contagion? Yeah, of course. Phoenix passes on Katarina's message to Dr. Fleming. Katarina said that? But I wouldn't know where to start. I don't even know who was ill. All I was worried about was trying to get the better of father-in-law. Phoenix, I'd like you to take me to see the people who were ill. I know the moment has somewhat passed, but I'd like to know who suffered from the disease and how they felt. Then perhaps I'll be able to understand what it was like for my Katarina. Please agree to what he asks, Phoenix. I think this is just what he needs. Yeah. Alright, someone was sick in here, I believe. Yeah, you were. Oh, I feel like death. This can't be right. The contagion has been sealed away. How can he still be ill? It's alright. The old man just has a cold. Tell him, won't you, Phoenix? Phoenix sets Dr. Fleming straight. Ah, yes, I see. Well, that's a relief. I believe the nun was getting sick, right? Goodness, what a pleasure it is to see you out and about again, Dr. Fleming. Please accept my deepest sympathies about Katarina, won't you? I know your pain is much deeper, but the people of Coffinwell are grieving for her too. She was much loved. Of course, everyone loved dear Katarina. I think she was coughing, but that's not necessarily indicative of being sick. Even though it literally was. It's fine. Were you sick? Well, if it isn't Dr. Fleming, I owe you my deepest thanks, my man. None of us were ill, but I was petrified by the whole time that my son or even my wife might come down with it. I'm so sorry. What a stupid thing to say. I wasn't thinking. I'm so sorry. The wife and daughter here had gotten sick. Dr. Fleming, I'm so grateful to you for saving my wife and daughter. Your wife and your daughter? They were both ill? Oh yes, I had many a sleepless night. I can tell you, I honestly thought I might lose them both. I owe you everything, and that's a fact. Yeah, she's sleeping soundly. Little girl is too, probably. A child this small was suffering from the disease? How could I have not have realized who was affected? Don't feel bad, Flemmy. If it wasn't for you, they'd all be gone. Clockwork, welcome in. Thank you very much for the splash. Unfortunately, it does nothing, but it does let me know that you're here. You're just in time for a very somber moment of the story of this game. And a big splash. I'm gonna save the bigger splash for next stream because we are right at the end of this stream. As soon as I'm done with this story stuff, we're gonna be moving on and ending the stream and raiding somebody. So the bigger splash will be redeemed next stream, I promise. We need a mega splash? Definitely not. Flagman. Flagman, you saved us all, mate. You should be proud of yourself. No, really, it was nothing. Nah, mate. You should be chuffed. I'll bet Katarina's good and proud of you, wherever she's looking down from. A pool splash. Well, the regular splash is the Pokemon move splash. The big splash is to fill up my camera feed with water, which was an idea that came out somehow, and it got turned into reality. Oh, we gotta talk to the girl at the inn. That's what we gotta do. Snorlax splash. Ooh, you're Dr. Fleming, aren't you? The one who got rid of that nasty disease? Yes, that's right. Were you suffering from it too? Thanks ever so much. I was this far away from having to kiss my snuggle lump goodbye for good. Now, I have all the time for kissing in the world thanks to you. Would you like a little smooch to say thank you? No, thank you. That really won't be necessary. Good grief. What does she think she's doing? Stay away from my Flemmy with your funny outfit and your strange suggestions. Is that it? Is that everybody? I think I've seen enough now. Let's go back to my laboratory. I must thank you. You've enabled me to see what it was Katarina wanted me to understand. Everything I've done has always been for myself, and I haven't given much thought to the people around me. That's why I didn't notice Katarina was ill. Unforgivable, I know. Walking around town today, I realized for the first time how many people there are around me. From now on, I'm going to try and be more of a part of the community. And I must admit that it was rather nice to be the object of so much gratitude. Thank you for helping Flemmy come to his senses. You've allowed me to fulfill my dream, even though I'm no longer alive. You see, it's always been my dream for the people of Coffinwell to realize how wonderful Flemmy is. And for him to grow to love the place, that's exactly what I've always wanted. Looks like I've run out of time. It's time to say goodbye. I wish you well. A very sweet ending to a very sad story. Dear me, it'll be dawn before long. I'm terribly sorry. I shouldn't have kept you up so late. You should rest, Phoenix. I have a few things I need to mull over, so I'll stay here for a little while longer. With only an hour or two left until sunrise, Phoenix decides to go to the inn and rest. Then, morning comes. Good morning, or should I say good afternoon? And what a lovely afternoon it is, too. Everyone's spirits seem to have suddenly lifted again. We did it, Phoenix. We finally flapping did it. You probably can't see it, but there's benevolence as far as the eyes can see. You must be due some kind of promotion for making so many people happy. You're a high flyer and no mistake. Oh, no offense. Hey, this means we can get the Starflight Express moving again. All aboard the groovy train. Come on, let's hurry back there. Full steam ahead. Well, before we do, and we're not going to do that today, but before we go out that way, let's see if we can talk to Flemmy. Phoenix, I wanted to thank you again. Until now, I've only ever regarded learning as something for my own pleasure. Yet now I can put my academic skills to good use for the whole town. Nay, the whole world. I know I would never have found myself on this path had you not cajoled me out of hiding, so I really am grateful. We did a good thing. And let's go talk to Mayor Laria one last time before we end off today. Let's see, is this a guardian? And this, is it supposed to be a star? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I just thought I may as well try reading one of these old things, seeing as I have shelves and shelves full of them. You know, Fleming showed his face here a little while back. He blurted out some nonsense about regretting his actions to date and the like. And as if that wasn't enough, he then asked if he could borrow all of my old manuscripts. I was speechless, so I was. The nerve of the man. It's going to take a little bit more to work on that relationship there, but that's okay. For now, though, that is the end of today's stream. And we will next be live on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, heading over to the Starflight Express and hopefully being able to go back up to the observatory and finding out what the heck's going on.